Hey, what's all going on, guys? KitsuneTCG here. I'm back with another deck profile. Today I thought I would show off the list that I took this past weekend to a regional. It performed really well for me. Did manage to finish 6-2. Didn't unfortunately get to top 8 to get like a mat or anything like that, but I did get my invite for the upcoming nationals here. That's going to be in Austin, so I'm really excited to get that. Definitely going to be going there this year, so that's great. That's obviously I'm really excited for that. But I thought I'd just kind of show off the list that kind of helped me and go from there, and I'll also show off the side deck at the end as well. So it's a 41 card list. And really, I think that was a pretty good number for me. I think I had everything in there that I really wanted to have. We've got 3 Pydra, 3 Chandra, 2 Fadra, and then the Magnamut. Pretty standard for the, Tenpai monsters. Don't think you're going to really see anybody running to anything too different. We've got the 3 Sangan Kaiman and 3 Sangan Summoning, with Terraforming, again, pretty standard from there. And then from there, it's just all kind of like going second, consistency, and things like that. I've got 3 Ash. So this is one of the hand traps that I decided to max out on. Obviously, it's just generally good against so many things. Plus, it's obviously a really great cross-out target in this deck. Same thing with Ogre. Does really good in the mirror match. Really good against things like Voiceless. And kind of like a lot of other decks as well. But also just really great something that you can send off of cross-out. And then to Valor. So 2 Valor was really great. Drew it sometimes. Was able to use it as a cross-out target other times. I at one point was playing Mourner. I have cut it from this list because I haven't just seen a lot of people playing it. So once per turn, hand trap is like fine. Like it's great to have alongside something like Mourner or like Valor and Imperm, but without it having like the additional benefit from cross-out, I just thought it really wasn't worth playing. So I have ended up cutting that. 3 Pot of Prosperity, obviously really great, was just able to get me into anything else that I needed in the deck. Droplet just won so many games. There were a lot of instances where, like Voiceless or, Snake Eyes, like full board, just Droplet, send a monster as well, and there's nothing they could do about it, and, kind of just go on to win the game. Crossout was and Call By were great in this deck. They did everything I needed to do. There were a lot of times where obviously I was able to kind of protect my board by sending some hand traps, but there were a lot of other instances because I did have quite a few mirrors. So Crossout was just able to send like a Kaiman a few times, Singing Summoning a few times, and it really just kind of like ended any mirror matches like turn. From there, do have Lightning Storm. Thrust was really great, Feather Duster, and then finishing it out with 3 Imperm. Obviously as well, Lightning Storm, just great card. 1 game's on its own as well. Being able to search it off Prosperities or grab it off of Thrust if they've activated a monster effect. We're just great. Loved having it in the main deck. Obviously you want to go second in this deck, and just having a wide variety of options to deal with any board really was really helpful, and definitely helped me win quite a few games. Let me go ahead and just go over the extra deck, and then we'll go over that side deck as well. Alright, and then just kind of quickly going over the extra deck, we've got 2 Bident Dragon. 2 obviously worked out really well. Didn't really come up in too many matches, but when it did, I was glad that I did have it. And a lot of times you could just banish the second one off of Prosperity. Ancient Fairy Dragon never really came out. I just had it in here for time, but that never came up in any match. But I'd still keep it in for the reason of if it does come up, it'd be great to have. Black Rose, I didn't summon once. I didn't really feel like I ever needed to summon it. Most boards I could just deal with themselves, so I can definitely see this just becoming a second level 10 Sangan Tenpai. I've got the 1 Meteor Burst Dragon. I did summon this, I think just once against one of the mirror matches, so it was kind of nice to have, but ultimately not like the craziest card, but still kind of just great to have in a few instances. I've got the Transcendent Dragion. Again, I would probably play 2 of this now, but I didn't really run into any Kashtira, so I didn't really get punished for only having the 1, but I can definitely see why I would want to upgrade that to 2. And then just the 1 of KitsuneTCG obviously did really well in helping me out under Prosperity to kind of finish out games. And then Ruddy Rose. Ruddy Rose didn't really come up against any of the matchups I faced this weekend, but, you know, it obviously has a lot of great applications. It's against a lot of graveyard decks that I think are kind of fairly popular right now, so I still think it's worth running it, but this could definitely be anything else as well. Striker Dragon, didn't summon it. Seals, I definitely did end on this a few times, going first. And then SP Little Knight was also something else I could kind of go into, but yeah, just kind of dependent on the situation. The Link package of Hita, Princess, Raging Phoenix, and Zelantis, in theory is really nice, but I didn't get debarriered once, so it never came up. I didn't really end up actually ever needing to go down this line and summoning it, so in theory it's great to have, and I'm sure I'd still keep it just because I don't think there's really too much else I'm needing to play, but it just didn't come up any of my matchups, so I could definitely see putting it in for something else, but for me, you know, it just didn't really matter. But yeah, let me just kind of go over my side deck as well, and we'll go from there. Alright, and yeah, just quickly going over that side deck, I do have 3 DD Crow. This is obviously great against a lot of decks. It's even really great in the mirror match, just being able to, you know, when they go into the level 7, banish the Fodra that they target, and it really just kind of cuts them off from like continuing to combo. And it's really one of the only ways that you can interact with that deck in their main phase, so I did like it for that reason. I did have a Voiceless Voice matchup where this kind of came up against, and in theory it's obviously really great against like Tier Limit and other things like that, so and then in some instances it can be pretty good against Snake Eyes, so I definitely like having this in the side deck. Santa Claus, this really could be anything else. I thought that it would be pretty helpful to have something to out, like, you know, some like towers or anything like that, but I didn't run into any, so it really didn't come up to the point where this could be really anything else. 3 Heat Wave. This did come up a few times against the mirror. There were a lot of times where they just wanted me to go first, and I only drew it twice, but in the 2 times I did draw it, it helped me win the game, so nice to play. I think it's one of those cards where when everybody's expecting it, they're not going to make you go first. When it's not as popular, it's great to have. So, you know, for that reason, it's just kind of one of those things where it just depends. So if you think they're going to make you go first and they don't expect you to have Heat Wave, it's good to have. So it just kind of depends on the matchup. 2 Cosmic. Maybe you could bump this up to 3 if I remove the Santa Claus, but it really didn't come up too much. I didn't really have an instance. Like, I didn't play any Runic Stun, so this didn't matter too much, but I could definitely see wanting to put this back up to 3. Had Mind Control, Change of Heart, and Talents as just kind of some ways to kind of take some opponent's monsters. And I think that was kind of important. You know, these 2 kind of came up in a lot of instances, and Talents could be good going first to, you know, look at your opponent's hand or anything like that, but really just the kind of like Change Your Heart effect was really the only thing I cared about, and it obviously kind of just helped me remove a threat from, you know, their board and kind of go from there. And then finally 2 D-Barrier. Really just kind of something that you could side into if you're going against like branded Tenpai or just as like generic like cross-out target, so it came in a few times. If I'd have played more branded, I definitely would have sided this in a little bit more, but yeah, that was the side deck. Let me know down below what y'all think, and I will see y'all next time.